5. Chapter 19, verse 5.
And a voice came out of the throne, saying, Praise our God, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note.
There we go.
Unfolded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's.
It's E's.
S.
S.
Found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
The angel. Here's the angel.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
4.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Look at the frame.
There's nothing worth noticing here.
He who hears the angels.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Half of each group. Half of each group. Yeah, I think I'll use... Think about the pilgrims, think about the town quoted. I'm running out of Karl Marite water. I'm running out, but oops.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean? Pilgrims, if I'm not mistaken, numbered respectively 12 and 14 in the last painting. With the simple operation suggested, that would mean that the new groups are 6 and 7.
6 and 7. With the simple 6 and 7. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate someone into us. Trust my faith. Epistles of Paul 1 and 2. Epistles of Romans, chapters 11 and verse 11. I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package you know where and hide it where none will find an imperative. Await your reply hidden behind the youngest apostle. Pastoral epistles and the book of Revelation. Revelation to John, chapter 12, verse 14. Oh. Add 2 to the left. Oh, sorry. 1 to the left and 3 to the right. So 1 to the left and 3 to the right gives us 12 and 14. That's why. I found the book in your effects. I can see it. Awaiting your instructions, I will hear a reply. Who is it? Okay, that makes sense. Chapter 6, verse 7. Okay, that makes sense. So that makes sense. Now I'm starting to think about. I have to keep track of the pilgrims.
There's something else behind this painting. It says half of each group will join the
Right,
first
half
city
of each group will
Corinth.
join the first city of
What the
Carthage.
hell
That's
is
why
that?
it's 6 and 7, because it's half of. Now I
Drawing of the Apostle
understand.
Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears
Here in the guise of an angel. Now I understand. Okay, I get this puzzle now. Okay. Took me a while to figure it out, but I got it. Alright. Matthew. Chapters. That is Matthew, right?
I guess I'll just come back later.
This was. Observe the
The drawing
painting.
of the Apostle Matthew.
Matthew.
painted
Yeah.
by Guido Reni.
Matthew.
He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the
Yeah.
guise of an angel.
I think I get it. Leave. Alright. 6 and 7. It's Gospel according to St. Matthew. Acts of the Apostles. Six.
Take heed that ye practice your justice before men, to be seen differently by them. Otherwise, ye shall have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Matthew. 6 and 7.
But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman
Corinthians.
was made whole from that
Is
hour.
the Corinthians in here? Epistle of Paul to the Corinthians. Chapter 6, verse 7. Because we were talking about Corinthians earlier. That's why. Chapter 6, verse
Now
7.
therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look,
There it is. I got
there's
it.
a message. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's
The
on trail.
Prussian.
Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous.
Let's talk about von
Once again,
Vollner.
I'm unable to do
She's
it.
talking about von
In the
Vollner, I
meantime,
think.
I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims.
6.
How
There's
many are there
6.
now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
6. She said Mark. We'll follow the first group to Mark. 6. Mark. Mark? I will follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. Thank you, follow to Fancy. Acts of the Apostles. That's Mark. Epistles to Paul. Philippians, Ephesians, Theologians, Hebrews, Paul, Romans, Corinthians. Six. 7 minus 1 is 6.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees
I.
and certain of the
6.
scribes, which came from Jerusalem.
This one I specifically can't remember which, because it's Mark. It's one of
And
these for
behold,
Mark.
there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus.
Unless Mark is one of the
And when he
paintings.
saw him, he fell at his feet.
Mark. Is Mark one of these people? This is Mark, right?
Painting of Saint Mark.
Mark, there it
Reflection
is.
of the Apostles by
Okay,
Guido
okay.
Reni.
I have to go to the painting. I have to go back and forth between the Bible to the painting to the frame, back to the Bible to the painting to the frame. This is a really interesting puzzle. I really like it though.
There's nothing worth noticing here.
Nothing on the frame? Inspect the surroundings. Examine the candlestick.
No. Nothing of value here.
Dusty piece of
There are
furniture.
finger marks. Deliberately drawn in the dust.
8.
8 in all.
8.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Hebrew.
It says, count in the dust. All right, let's do it. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
The first group is 6. Behind the painting.
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by
8.
the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers.
I already
under
did
the
this one,
urn.
yeah.
It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Back to the 6, 8, something with 8. Mark. Which one of these has 8? And maybe 6 and 8. Chapter 10, verse 8. Chapter 6, verse 11. Chapter 6, verse 11.
And he became very hungry. And when
Try to unlock the theologian.
all were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here.
I got it.
A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out
For Volner. Yeah, it is
I
Volner.
figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet.
I got it.
Take care of yourself.
Nice. I am a
I suppose
theologian.
this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
It's probably allegorical. It's probably literal.
I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means.
Oh.
Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Have to make a choice. Item added to inventory. I am a Catholic, and unfortunately Catholics, the common Catholic is not known to know the Bible well enough to just spout out, chapters and verses. Oh, that is chapter this, verse that. I think other Christian religions are better at that, but in Catholicism, I don't think we're really that well known for that, unfortunately. I got a talent. Theologian, I think. I thought I did. Or a trait. I thought I got a trait. Theologian. You gain 1 point in occultism. You found your mother's messages hidden in the Bible. Nice. Would it be possible for me to not have found it in the Bible? Join the other guests. I'm a little bit worried about this, though. I think there's going to be another encounter. I didn't understand my mother's message. I could have found the conversation between my mother and her partner. Oh, success. I refused to indicate a culprit to Lord Mortimer. I discovered my mother's message. I see. Interesting. All right. Did we level? Not quite. New characters met. All right. Ooh, this is very exciting, guys. Notes by De Richet. Oh, new stuff. Collection of notes written by Sarah De Richet, the sum of her immense knowledge of this occult disciplines. We can equip 3 manuscripts now. Cannot be equipped to assemble all pages of the manuscript to read it. Erudition. Yeah, I can't increase any of these. I didn't level. That stinks. I won't be able to do anything in the logic. Vigilance. I still need vigilance, and I still need logic to be able to get my jack of all trades. Where was that? Where is my jack of all trades? Talented, quick. Did I... What? There it is. Jack of all trades. You gain 10% more experience at the end of the quest. I still need logic, vigilance, and subterfuge. Logic, vigilance, and subterfuge. So, questioning, erudition, occultism, linguistics, manipulation, erudition, politics, diversion, etiquette. All right, well, none of those are the ones I wanted to get, so that's fine. Occultism, linguistics, manipulation. Oh, manipulation. One skill in manipulation. Yes. Politics, erudition, diversion, etiquette, politics, diversion, erudition, linguistics. Let's throw in an occultism. And then erudition, linguistics, erudition, politics, diversion, etiquette, politics, diversion. Let's do questioning. Cool. Awesome. To be fair, concerning the Bible knowledge thing, I don't think knowing the Bible properly, like in detail like that, doesn't have much to do with how religious you are or whether you're Catholic. Oh, I did not imply that at all. I did not imply at all that your Bible knowledge has anything really to do to that really shows how religious you can be, because there are many people who study the Bible from a historical or scientific point of view and know a lot about it and who are not Christians. Exactly. So I consider myself a Christian, a Catholic, Roman Catholic, and Colin, my husband, is an atheist. However, Colin probably knows the Bible a little bit better than I do, because he studied the Bible a lot from a educational or historical standpoint. He actually taught CCD, or basically religion school, like Sunday school. He basically taught Sunday school when he was younger, and that actually is what inspired him to become a teacher today. So, so even though he himself is not doesn't consider himself to be religious, he's very knowledgeable about the Bible, and while he may not personally believe in God or a higher power, he at least believes in the teachings. He's all about like Jesus and all about Jesus's teachings and what he tried to what he represents and tries to encourage people to be more like. He's all about that. And the unfortunate thing is, there are people who do consider themselves to be religious, but in my opinion, don't necessarily follow what I think is the important things that is what religion is about, which is what Jesus teaches about loving each other, love yourselves and love each other, and not, caring about people despite what differences you have, despite different beliefs that you might have, and all that good stuff. Anyway, and vice versa. Hark, I agree with your name, more coffee. I do, in fact, need more coffee. Louis looking at you very shiftily, Hark. Did you do something wrong? I don't know. I do not know. Level 6. So close to level 7. I really was hoping to bump up some of these so that I could actually, get higher in the jack of all trades, but alas not. All right. So, let's start this quest. That's what I meant, actually. I'm not a Christian, but I went to religion classes at school, and we had Christians who knew little, Christians who knew a lot, as well as atheists who knew little and atheists who knew a lot. So like you said, it's not an indicator of anything, exactly. It was more of me just joking about how many of us Catholics are not known to be as Bible savvy. Meet with the other guests in the small living room.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Has anyone seen Mr. Robert? Mr. Robert? Is that a show? Meet with the others in the small living room. Is my friend the servant around for me to seduce again?
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's.
Yeah, she shot your
Did my
sister.
mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
Must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
Yeah.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
I forgot what... let me just double check again. Vulnerable to psychology, immune to logic. But I think I can manipulate her. Yeah, she was able to be manipulated by me.
If mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself.
Talent unlocked,
They
seductive.
say they spent a lot of time together.
It's official! Look, guys, we officially became seductive. Yes! 1 point of manipulation. Use a manipulation skill 10 times. Oh. We did it. We did it. We are officially seductive. Well, that's the game, everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, the council. It was so much fun. And I'm so glad that we were able to, be able to reach the whole point of this game, which is becoming seductive. And there's that whole mystery thing about our mom and the murder of Elizabeth. But yeah, maybe we'll get to that side, those side questy things later. Achievement unlocked. Worth it. Yay, seductive. Yes. All right.
They got along well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Really?
Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
I mean, yeah. There's no reason for me to hide it. I mean, I don't have any reason to hide it from her other than to protect my mother, but I don't think that... This is spicy. He has a masked seductive. Woman beware. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me not to tell her, really. I feel like there's more reasons for me to tell her than to not tell her. I feel like telling her. Because I feel like worse things would happen if I keep quiet. I think. But that's just me guessing.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on, then.
It's about your sister.
Honest. I am honest.
Don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you.
Oh, yes.
Now I know I can.
Good.
It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Wow. Does she know why?
Why would she do that?
I don't know, Louis, but I'll find out. You can count on that.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see.
That's what we shall see.
Come,
Hark,
Louis. They're waiting for us.
do you think Emily will try and kill her mother? She can try. Hopefully I can prevent that happen
You
if she
will pay
does. She
dearly,
can
Perry.
try.
I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Making friends
Calm down,
everywhere,
my
Peru,
friends.
aren't you?
Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget
I'm
where
gonna have
you
to check
are.
my journal
What's going
again.
on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
The last
But
guest.
hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
Who is it? Who is it?
Who is this charming character?
Yes.
Manuel Godoy, the Duke
Oh,
of
Godoy. That's
He's
right,
the head of the
Godoy.
Spanish government.
Godoy. Let's remind ourselves about Godoy. Immune to etiquette. Don't be etiquette with him. Don't have good manners. Pick your
He's the
nose
one
and
who,
fart in his face,
practice,
apparently.
controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds.
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
Oh,
The King
yeah.
of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
That's right.
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 360.
Oh, wow.
to 360.
That was close. Oh,
You
my
beheaded
goodness.
a king for one vote. Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act.
Wow.
Till this, anything was possible.
Obnoxious
this
act?
political coup will have grave
The
consequences.
king gets killed and
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please, let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
I gotta use this. Calm things down and think of the consequences.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
The Thorn didn't help me either at this point. Come on, Thorn. I'm running out of time. Thought the Godoy was gonna confront me, but apparently not. Character revealed, Manuel Godoy.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
Sure.
Ask. I want to talk to you too.
Of course.
Volner. Oh.
I heard about your mother's
I.
disappearance.
But my thing is almost out.
Concerned. Why would
My thing is almost out.